alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This video we are going to look at how to multiply and divide decimals by whole numbers. Right, so when we have a number like 6, 2 multiplied by 3, what do we go by it? All we need to do is, before we start, we have to count the number of decimal place we have. This is a whole number, it has no decimal place, but this one here got 1 decimal place. So we have to put in our mind that our final answer must have 1 decimal place, because we have only 1 decimal place in the number. Okay, so after that we just have to forget about the comma, and then we multiply the numbers that we see, and after that we put our answer to 2 decimal place. So if I take the comma away, I'm gonna get 62 times 3. I have to multiply this. So when I multiply here, I'm gonna get 6. If I multiply this, I'm gonna get 18. So therefore my answer is gonna be only 1 decimal place, which is 18,6. All we have to do is to just forget about a comma, multiply the numbers. After that, we know the decimal place that we have, the total decimal place we have. So after our final answer, we put it to the decimal place that we started with, the total number of decimal place we started with. So let's see if we have example 2, 23,41 times 6. 23,41 times 6. Now we have 2 decimal place. The total decimal place is 2. So it means that our final answer must have 2 decimal place. So I'm going to forget about a comma and then write the number that I see here, which is 2341 times 6. When I multiply this, I get my 6. When I multiply this, I get my 24. So I write 4 carry 2. Multiply this to get my 18. 18 plus 2, which is 20. So I write my 0 carry 2. If I multiply this by this, I got 12. 12 plus 2, which is 14. This is my answer. So multiplying this by that is going to be 2 decimal place. So I'm going to have 140,46. Alright, so let's look at the last example on this. I have 48,235 times 3. So what do? I'm going to multiply the numbers. After that, I put my answer to 3 decimal place. So I'm going to have my 48,235 times 3. 15. 3 times 5 is 15, so 5 carry 1. 9 plus 1, which is 10. 0 carry 1. 6 plus 1, which is 7. 24. So 24, I write my 4 carry 2. 12 plus 2, which is 14. But I have how many decimal place? 3 decimal place. So 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to have 1, 4, 4, 705. Okay, so let's move to example 2. Example 2. I have 3,045 divided by 3. So I have to forget about a comma, just like multiplication, and just divide the numbers. After that, I put them to 3 decimal place. So we're going to go by the long division method. 3 outside and then 3, 0, 4, 5 inside. 3 goes into itself 1, and then I multiply 3 by 3, I'm going to get 3. So when I subtract this number here, I'm going to get 0. So what do I do is to bring the next 0, the next number here, and 3 goes into 0, 0. So what do I do next is to bring this number here, 4. 3 goes into 4 how many times? Only one time. And then I have to multiply 1 times 3 to get my 3. So when I divide this, when I subtract this, I'm going to get 1. 3 cannot go into 1, so the next number must come down, which is 5. 3 goes into 5 how many times? 3 goes into 15 how many times? 5 times. And 5 times 3 is 15. When I subtract 15 minus 15, I'm going to get 0. Okay, so therefore, if I end at 0, then I need to write my answer, which is the answer on top. Okay, to 3 decimal place is going to be 1,015 to 3 decimal place. Okay, so let's say I have example 2. Example 2, I have 1,44 divided by, let's say divided by 2. I have 2 decimal place. So my answer must have 2 decimal place. So therefore I have to go by the long division to say 2 divided, and then the number here is 4144. 2 cannot go into 1, so I add the 4 to make it 14. 2 goes into 14, 7. And then when I multiply this, I'm going to get 14. I have to subtract now to get that 0. And I have to bring this down, 4. So 2 goes into 4, 2. So when I multiply this, I'm going to get 4. And then I have to subtract it to get 0. So this is my answer, but my answer must have 2 decimal place. So for my answer to have 2 decimal place, it's going to be 0,72. I have the 2 decimal place. Example 3. Example 2. Okay. The last example, if I have, say, 255, let's say 25,5 divided by 5. I have only 1 decimal place, so what I need to do is to just write my 5 and then my 255. So 2 cannot go into 2. 2 goes into 25 5 times. This multiplied by this is 25. When I subtract, I'm going to get 0. So this comes down. This goes into this how many times? 1. So this multiplied by this is 5. When I subtract, I'm going to get 0. So my answer must be 1 decimal place. So 1 decimal place is 5,1. That is my answer. In the next video, we are going to look at how to multiply how to multiply decimals fraction by decimal fractions. We can even still look at that before the next video to do another thing. So we're gonna multiply decimal by decimals. We're gonna multiply decimals by decimals. I have example 1. I have 2, 1 times 3, 2. I have to multiply this. So first of all, what I need to do is to just forget about the commas. But I know that I have the total of 2 decimal places. So my final answer must have 2 decimal places. Okay. So the numbers that I have is 21 times 3, 2. I'm going to multiply them. So this times this is 2. This times this is 4. 0. This times this is 3. And this time this is 6. So 2, 7, 6. I have 2 decimal places. So I have to bring it here to say my answer is 6,72. C. Example B. 41,35 times 4,3. I have to multiply this. So I have total of 3 decimal places. My answer should have 3 decimal places. So I have to write the numbers 435 times 43. I'm going to multiply them and put my answer to 3 decimal places because I have the total of 1, 2, 3, 3 decimal places. So 15, 5, remainder 1, 9 plus 1, which is 10. So 0, carry 1. 4 times 3, which is 12, plus 1, which is 13. I'm done using this, so I have to bring 0 here. Multiply this to get 20. So I'm going to write 0, remainder 2. This is 12 plus 2, which is 14. 4, remainder 1. This and that is 16 plus 1, which is 17. I'm going to add 7, 8, 1. So to 3 decimal places, 1, 2, 3. This is my comma is going to be here. So my answer is 18,705. This is my answer. So that is it. To multiply decimals by decimals, you just count the number of decimal places. Forget about this comma. Multiply the numbers, and after that you put your answer to the total number of decimal places you started with. So that is all. We have multiply and divide decimals by whole numbers, and we have also multiply decimals by decimals. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.